Eala makes main draw of clay season's first tourney. Manila, Philippines. Another debut in a big tournament awaits Eala in the Upper Austria Ladies Linz Open in Europe to kick off her clay season after her grand return to the Miami Open next week. The Linz Open, slated April 6 to 12 in Austria, over the weekend announced its player list with Eala making it to the main draw alongside top 20 players Ekaterina Alexandrova of Russia, number 11, Clara Tauson of Denmark, number 17, and Ludmila Samsonova of Russia, number 19. Eala is number 32 in the world rankings, projected to rise to a new career best of number 28 according to live rankings, thanks to a last 16 finish in the WTA 1000 Indian Wells Open last week. The Linz Open is a 500-level tour, marking the first clay tourney season leading up to the French Open next month. This will be Eala's second WTA 500 tourney after a quarterfinal finish in Abu Dhabi, where she absorbed a 6-3, 6-3 defeat to Alexandrova. For now, Eala is to make the most out of the hard-court season with a goal of another deep campaign in Miami, a 1,000-level tour. The 20-year-old Filipina is expected to be among the top 32 seeds in Miami for a first round by like what she had in the Indian Wells, where she gained 120 additional points. Last year, Eala reached the Final Four in Miami as a wild-card qualifier and raked in 390 ranking points, which she needs to protect to stay in the top 30. Otherwise, Eala would lose the 390 points upon its expiration when the Miami Open begins on Tuesday and is projected to significantly drop in the rankings all the way to top 50 to 60 like where she started the season. With 1,542 points, Eala might return to 1,142 points if she could not replicate a Final Four finish or higher. A new chapter on clay. Alexandra Eala makes the main draw of the season's first clay court tournament. The first clay court tournament of the season always carries a special kind of anticipation. After months of hard courts and fast indoor battles, the tour slows down, literally and metaphorically, as tennis returns to the red dust that rewards patience, creativity, and resilience. This year, one storyline quietly captured the imagination of fans and analysts alike. The moment when young Filipino star Alexandra Eala secured a place in the main draw of the season's opening clay court event. For some players, a main draw entry is routine. For Eala, it represents something deeper, a milestone in a journey defined by persistence, promise, and the belief that a player from a nation with limited tennis tradition can still carve out a place on the global stage. The changing surface, the changing story. Clay courts have always been tennis's great equalizer. On faster surfaces, power can dominate. On clay, however, every rally becomes a test of intelligence and endurance. Points stretch longer. Angles matter more. Patience becomes a weapon. It is on this surface that young players often reveal their true understanding of the sport. For Eala, whose game combines heavy topspin, sharp court awareness, and disciplined movement, clay has gradually become a canvas for her growth. Each slide into a forehand, each looping rally that turns defensive play into sudden attack, reflects the evolution of a player learning to adapt to tennis's most strategic surface. Entering the first clay court event of the year, expectations were modest but hopeful. The competition on the WTA Tour is relentless. Rankings fluctuate, draws can be unforgiving, and the line between breakthrough and setback is razor thin. Yet sometimes all it takes is one opportunity. And for Eala, that opportunity arrived with the confirmation that she would compete in the main draw. A milestone beyond rankings. To the casual observer, the phrase, main draw, might sound procedural, a technical term in tournament brackets. But in professional tennis, it carries enormous meaning. Main draw placement means stepping onto the stage where the sport's biggest battles occur. It means facing players who have built reputations through years of experience and victory. It means competing not just for ranking points, but for recognition. For Eala, making the main draw of the season's first clay event symbolizes progress. Her career has been built step by step, dominating the junior circuit, transitioning to professional tournaments, learning to compete against physically stronger, more experienced opponents. Each stage required adaptation. Each stage demanded resilience. And now, Clay season begins with her name printed alongside players she once watched from afar. The clay court mindset. Clay courts challenge players in ways that go beyond physical endurance. The surface forces athletes to rethink timing and rhythm. Serves lose some speed. Shots bounce higher. Defending becomes easier, but finishing points becomes harder. For Eala, this environment suits her mentality. She plays with a blend of discipline and imagination, two qualities that clay rewards. Long rallies allow her to construct points carefully, drawing opponents wide before striking with angled ground strokes. Sliding across the baseline is almost like choreography, a controlled dance between balance and aggression. In recent seasons, fans have noticed her growing comfort on clay. What once looked like cautious movement now appears natural, even confident. And confidence, on this surface, can change everything. Representing a nation. Perhaps the most compelling element of Eala's journey is the weight of representation. The Philippines is passionate about sports, but tennis has historically occupied a smaller space compared to basketball or boxing. When Eala steps onto a professional court, she carries not only her own ambitions but also the hopes of a growing tennis community back home. Every milestone becomes shared. When she wins a match, social media lights up with celebration. When she reaches a new stage in a tournament, young players in Manila and beyond begin to imagine similar possibilities. Her presence in the main draw of the clay season's opening event sends a quiet but powerful message. Players from emerging tennis nations can compete at the highest levels. And sometimes they can surprise the world. Lessons from the road. Professional tennis is rarely a smooth ascent. Even the sport's greatest champions endured difficult transitions early in their careers. For Eala, the journey through lower-tier tournaments has been an education in resilience. Long travel schedules, unfamiliar venues, and matches decided by a few points have shaped her mental toughness. Clay courts amplify those lessons. Matches can last hours. Momentum swings are frequent. A player who loses focus for even a few games can see a lead disappear. But Eala's development has been marked by a growing ability to stay calm under pressure. Observers often point to her composure, the steady body language, the quiet determination between points. These qualities matter enormously during clay season, when patience often determines victory. Building toward bigger dreams. The early clay tournaments serve as preparation for one of tennis's most prestigious events, the French Open. Every player who competes during this stretch of the calendar has one eye on Paris. The path there involves refining movement, mastering the unique bounce of clay, and building match confidence. For Eala, participation in the main draw of the first clay tournament provides invaluable experience. Each match becomes a rehearsal for bigger stages.